I, I was trying to screencast, but I don't know. Son tripping with the phone, or maybe I don't know what I'm doing. Alright, so we just gonna do it like this, you know. Alright, this gonna be Romans 13 chapter breakdown. Alright, and I feel like I done did this before, maybe last year or something, but I just want to revisit it. Okay, great chapter, and for everything that's about to take place. Okay, it'll be to have your mindset in the correct place. All right. So it's Romans 13:1, and the title is the caption is "Be subject to government." It's 1. Let every soul be subject unto the higher powers, for there is no power but of power. The powers that be are ordained of power, Yahawah. Right. So everything that's ordained is ordained of Yahawah. So if it is happening, it's supposed to happen. Right. He's allowing it to happen. Okay, for judgment, for chastisement, right? For reward, for whatever it is, bringing you low to bring you back up, right? So you don't take anything, and everything it comes with a balance. You're gonna get it good, you're gonna get it bad. You're gonna get it bad, you're gonna get it good. Everything comes with a balance, so it's gonna balance out itself. So that's why as brothers in this thing, we understand when it gets good, we expecting that bad to come eventually. You know, and where that chastisement at? Where that new issue at, right? Where is it at? It's gotta be around the corner. We looking for it. Okay? Because the house of mourning is better than the house of myrrh. Let's get that in Ecclesiastes. Okay. It's Ecclesiastes 7:2. It is better to go to the house of mourning than to go to the house of feasting, for that is the end of all men, and the living will lay it to his heart. So you don't want to be in that sense, because what do? You let your guard down. Look at Samson. He got caught up in that sense of, oh, I can trust this woman. He let his guard down. Then he got, he got took advantage of. So that's what happens when you're in the house of myrrh, the house of feasting. You let your guard down. You forgot that we in captivity. You forgot that Esau is sitting back and plotting and scheming and ways to take you out, right? Verse 2. But once again, all that is ordained by Yahawah. And shoot, while I'm on it, my head, Psalms 17 and 13. Arise, O Yahawah, disappoint him, cast him down, deliver my soul from the wicked, which is thy sword. So Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi has set up this sword to do what it's supposed to do at the end of the day. Okay? So we pray that Yahawah will deliver us from that sword. Okay? So verse 2. Whosoever therefore resisteth the power, resisteth the ordinance of power, and they that resist shall receive to themselves damnation. Because you are resisting what Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi has set up. You're resisting, hey, we are in captivity right now. You're supposed to go to work. You're supposed to pay your bills. You're supposed to pay your taxes. All right? Yahawah has set this place up to humble his people, as he did all the other captivities, to humble his people and bring them low. Because what did we do? We were disobedient to him. So if you resist the bills, the taxes, the speed limit, whatever it may be, you resist the cops, all right? The powers that are set over you, when they get behind you and they flash their lights and you keep going, you keep speeding, watch what happens to you, okay? You're setting yourself up for damnation. So for you people out there talking about militia this, militia that, and you're getting your ammo and you're getting all of this, and you have intentions to not trust in the Lord, but you want to trust in your own power, your own strength, then you are setting yourself up for damnation. Okay? At the end of the day, get these bug outs. Hey, the water. I guess we got a moderator in here. The water. Get any bug outs that come up in here, man. Get them out. All right, it be bots and shit. Okay, and the internet is what 60% bots, 30%, like 39% actual real humans. Okay, based upon AI. So artificial, man. Nothing's real these days. It's all fake. Okay? You know what I'm saying? So let's keep going. Verse 3, for rulers are not a terror to good works, but to the evil. Wilt thou then not be afraid of the powers of the power? Do that which is good, and thou shalt have praise of the same. Same thing that Yahawah told Cain. Let's go get it. You know, I've been quoting that one for a minute. This is Genesis 4:7. If thou doest well, shalt thou not be accepted? And if thou doest not well, sin lieth at the door, and unto thee shall be his desire, and thou shalt rule over him. When sin rules over you, right? Going back to man, I saw the movie Sinners, right? I saw it on, where was it, Friday? Yeah, I believe I saw it on Friday. And, you know, they gave into their sin. They all gave into their sin. And what happened? They eventually got took out by Esau, by a blood-sucking vampire. Sin is like a vampire. Once it gets its teeth into you, it's gonna constantly get you and get you and get you, man, until you're took out. Unless you're of the chosen, man. Okay? Sin is trying to destroy you. That's what it's there for, to make you what? In the congregation of the dead. That's where sin wants to pull you and take you. Okay? So you have to be careful. It lieth at the door. Just do what's right and get accepted by Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi. I mean, that's the best path. I don't see no other way, no other way where I want to go. Okay? So for rulers are not a terror to good works. If you do good, they're not going to be a terror to you. The cops ain't going to mess with you. The cops do not mess with us brothers that hit the corners. They really don't. You know what I'm saying? I ain't never had no issue with, even throughout my whole life, I ain't never had no issue without no cops. And I got pulled over a couple times, right? But talk cool, politely, whatever, might get a warning. Might get let off with a warning. Hey, that's Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi. Because I'm not bucking up against the authority. I know that this man has the power to lock my black ass up, man, and throw me in the prison house, and whatever reason he want to say. So my word against his word ain't gonna work out. It's Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi at the end of the day, because he has ordained this stuff. So if he wants to take that cop and make an example out of you and bring judgment upon you and chastise you a little bit, hey, you can't stop him. He does all his pleasure. You actually deserved it. He's doing it to keep you alert, to let you know he's still in control. Okay? Because men get high up, men get lifted up, wisdom, things of that nature might lift you up. Knowledge puffs up a man, and you forget, who's really running the show. Look at Saul. That's a key example. Look at all the wicked kings of the northern kingdom. Key examples, okay? And the wicked kings of the southern kingdom. Key examples. You got power, you got authority, you got all this stuff in your hand, and you forgot that Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi gave you that. Okay? Verse 4. For he is the minister of power to thee for good, but if thou do that which is evil, be afraid, for he beareth not the sword in vain. For he is the minister of power, a revenger to execute wrath upon him that doeth evil. So pick your sides. You want to do right, do right. You're going to get good things to you. You're still going to get chastised. You're still going to have the temptation. You're still going to have the trials and tribulations. But you will be brought up out of it. And that's the ultimate. That's what we're looking for, going into Jacob's trouble. Verse 5. Wherefore ye must needs be subject not only for wrath, but also for conscience sake. For this cause pay ye tribute also, for they are power's ministers, attending continually upon this very thing. Render therefore to all their dues, tribute to whom tribute is due, custom to whom custom, fear to whom fear, honor to whom honor. What did Yahawashi say? Give unto Caesar what is Caesar. So what you doing with this in the same sense, we in the same type of captivity, man, under these Romans once again. So in the same sense, why am I fighting and bickering over a $20 bill that goddamn what's his name, Hamilton's face on it, that Edomite's face on it, or Lincoln, or George Washington, who had over 100 and something slaves? You know what I'm saying? Why are you fighting over For the love of money. You fighting over money, man? All right? You know what I'm saying? But Jake, that's how Jake is. They can't see past it. All right? All they see is money equals power. When that's not true, man. We, hey, as the elders say all the time, man, we are the richest men on this earth right now because we have the understanding. We got the Holy Spirit. We got the Rakakadash. We got Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi with us. Therefore, we are. Let's get a precept, man. Poor, wise child. Ecclesiastes 4:13. Better is a poor and a wise child than an old and foolish king who will no more be admonished. So we are those poor wise children that are moving about with this understanding, with this truth. And the Wadi Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi, we have that. Right? Verse 8. Owe no man anything but to love one another, for he that loveth another hath fulfilled the law. For this thou shalt not commit adultery, thou shalt not kill, thou shalt not steal, thou shalt not bear false witness, thou shalt not covet, and if there be any other commandment, it is briefly comprehended in this saying, namely, thou shalt love thy neighbor as thyself. Period. And the laws are not grievous. It's very easy to do these things. Okay? It's not complicated. You know, if you're fighting some kind of invisible line, if you can do this or do that, you need to go to the scriptures. And you need to really, get an understanding of how this is a sin and that you should not be doing that. Or you'll have that wicked conscience in your mind telling you that it's okay to do this. That's how sin life at the door. It's waiting for you. It want to grab you and hold on to you. Sin is like those sirens. Back in the day, they say sirens were singing in the sea. It's singing to you. It's calling unto you. It wants you to jump off the ship and into the hands of these sirens, right? These mythical creatures, where they was leading to many ships crashing and things of that nature. So that's how sin is. It wants to crash you. That's why you got these YNs calling themselves crash outs. You know what I'm saying? Just wicked, man. Right? That's what sin, because they all of them engulfed in that sin. Verse 10, love worketh no ill to his neighbor, therefore love is the fulfilling of the law. And sometimes you may get rebuked, or you may have to rebuke, or whatever it be, and so a brother would be like, that's not love. No, correcting a brother is rebuking a brother. That is love. That's one of the highest levels of love, to correct your brother. Okay? Right? Look at Yahawashi has chastising us. Right? Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi chastises us because he loves us. If he didn't love us, then we are bastards. We are not his. He don't love us. So if you love your kid, you're gonna beat your kid's ass, man. You're gonna put that rod upon him to correct him so that he can move forth and be a better individual. And that's showing your love. Your love shows through your kids' behavior. We always get compliments on our kids because they're well behaved, right? Everywhere we go. And that's because we love them. We correct their ass. We chastise them. You know what I'm saying? So the love shows. It's love in that household because it's discipline. The laws, commandments, and statutes is in the brother's household, right? And that's a beautiful thing to see. Okay? We got 3 more verses. Now 4 more. 11. And that knowing the time, that now it is high time to awake out of sleep, for now is our salvation nearer than when we believe. And let's get Sirach 5 and 7 came to mind, because brothers is playing around and not believing that this time is about to that things are about to take place, man. Make no tarrying. It's Ecclesiasticus or Sirach 5 and 7, chapter 5, verse 7. Make no tarrying to turn to Yahawah, Bahasham Yahawashi, and put not off from day to day, for suddenly shall the wrath of Yahawah, Bahasham Yahawashi, come forth, and in thy security thou shalt be destroyed and perish in the day of vengeance, out of nowhere. Same as the flood. They thought it wasn't going to rain because it never rained. All you had was that dew, but when it started raining, it did not stop. Okay? So you wouldn't believe Noah. You called Noah a fool. You laughed and mocked and scoffed Noah the same way we are. Laughed and mocked and scoffed at. And that's beautiful. Continue to do it. But when those ICBM missiles come, and you trying to get in that ark, which is the chariots, the UFOs, UAPs, USOs, whatever you call them. Okay, we gonna laugh at you, as our Father is gonna laugh at you, right? We gonna mock, all right? When your destruction cometh as a whirlwind, Proverbs the first chapter. So we're gonna be in the same spirit. We are what? We bear the image of Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi. We come in the same likeness, like father, like son. Ain't they always saying that? So we're gonna be many versions, man. Okay, in the same mindset, the same body. We have a mind of Hamashiach, as the scriptures say. So let's read this one more time. And that knowing the time that now it is high time to awake out of sleep. For now is our salvation nearer than when we believed. And this was about 2,000 years ago. But it was nearer than when we believed. It was closer than the time that we came out of Exodus, out of Egypt. It was closer than the time of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Okay, it was closer than Adam in the garden. Okay, so our salvation is near, man. And right now, we know these are the last days. You know what I'm saying? So it's right there. It's right there. Because this right here, when we get those everlasting bodies, this is like a drop of it's whatever. Like we'll live. I'm like in my 30s. We'll live 30 years like that and forget about it. Like, and we ain't gonna forget nothing, but it's gonna be nothing to us because it's everlasting. So this is like that. You know what I'm saying? America's existence, 249 years, because it'll be 250 next year, is nothing compared to what we are about to live in. Everlasting. All right. Verse 12. The night is far spent, the day is at hand. Let us therefore cast off the works of darkness and let us put on the armor of light. Exactly, man. You got to put on that armor and that goes with respecting your enemy. Okay? Respecting Satan in a sense, knowing that, once again, sin lieth at the door. That's why you have to put on the shield of faith. That's why you have to put on the helmet of salvation, the breastplate of righteousness. You have to put on this stuff because your enemy is right there. We in the midst of ravaging wolves, right? So we got to be protected by Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi. All right? And that goes with reading and understanding this word, getting the breakdowns, listening, and getting in order, man. That's a very important part of this thing. Okay? We got two more verses. Let us walk honestly as in the day, not in rioting and drunkenness, nor in chambering and wantonness, not in strife and envying, but put ye on Yahawah Hamashiach, and make not provision for the flesh to fulfill the lust thereof. And what is that? In a like manner of putting on the elect. We put on as the elect. We don't know if we the elect. We don't know if we chosen, but we make our call into the election sure. We act as if we are in that body. We move with those characteristics of an elect man. All right. I love when Elder Apostle go bar those 7 things that you may be an elect man, or 7 things, you know what I'm saying? So those type of characteristics, all right, truly moving like that, having this world vex you because you hate it and you want to leave. That's the mindset of an elect man. We want to get up out of here. Yeah, you may get a promotion here, you may get this there, this, boy, none of it matters, bro. All right, we still under subjection to this wicked ass devil, man, and we want to get up out of here. So, hey, this is Romans 13 chapter breakdown. I hope it was edifying to brothers and sisters. All right. All praises be to Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi, Bahasham, Kakadash. Double honors to the apostles, elders, and bishops of the great millstone, which rule well and teach well and sincerely taught us this truth. Shalawam to the Lord's hopeful elect. All right, Shalawam. As always, Kwam Yasharahla and a Bible ball to this wicked kingdom. May this bitch fall soon, man. Shalawam.